I'm calling this One Night in Paris because it was the night in Paris that everybody wants, and I actually got it. And I know that most of you think that all my Paris remembrances are from when I was 10. Fact is, I went to Paris several times, and I was there this time when I was 40, and I had put the European Whirlpool Management Communication Group through an ordeal. But I also put the American group through. I called it, the first time in America, I called it the Monster. And what I did was I kept them up all night, and I actually hired a guy who was like a correspondent for a news network, and it's like, what I did was I gave them a bunch of money and said, come save the company. Well, I did the same thing in Europe, and they had heard about the American group, and they still had no idea. So I put them through it. It's like all night long, save the company. Anyhow, they didn't like me. I was the American, the gunslinger eyes, and they knew they didn't like me. Anyhow, the next day we got an incredible boon from the Whirlpool French communication manager, and he had us all picked up by a French double-decker bus, all made of wood, from the 30s. It's like it was absolutely gorgeous. And they took us all through Paris. You know, the Arc de Triomphe, the whole length of the Champs-Élysées, the Place de la Concorde, the Place de l'Opéra, the Tomb of Napoleon, which has a golden dome, by the way. And they showed us everything that Paris absolutely has to have. And then we fetched up, well, the whole time that we're like in the bus, we've got like stewards like wearing like white jackets, and they're filling us up with champagne, like the real champagne, not your cheap stuff. And so here we are. It's like we're all like drinking champagne, and we are like going everywhere, and we're seeing everything. And Paris is just so beautiful. It really is. And then we fetch up at this restaurant, which is called the Maison Blanche, White House. Actually, that's what the being says. White House. And everything inside is blue. I say everything is blue. And the first thing I see is this woman who's like sitting at the top of a balcony, and she's like all dressed in white, and she's got this white Labrador sitting at her feet. Which is when you realize, yeah, this is true. It's like, if you're in France, they let you have your dog with you. And then, of course, we see the maitre d', and she, well, if you've ever seen Catherine Deneuve and you think she's beautiful, this woman was like twice as beautiful. And she's in white too. It's like, so the whole restaurant is like blue and like white women. It's like white clothes, like white dresses. It's like, and then we sit down for dinner. And now I have to tell you, it's like, who do we have at table? I have just put these people through like hell, right? So we've got we've got the Norwegian, who is 80 actually in terms of years, and looks 50. We've got the woman who denies that she's German because she's actually Austrian, and she's in charge of Germany. And then we've got the German who is like sitting there, and he's like apologetic the way Germans always are until they outnumber you. And then we got the two English girls who are, even now, in this incredibly beautiful place, they're still trying to tell you about Princess Diana. And we've got my boss, who is from Michigan. And he's just like loving every minute, which I am doing too, because, I mean, what are you going to do? You are like, Americans, and here you are in the middle of the most glamorous place in the world. So we get through this impeccable menu. I can't remember what all they served us, but it was all great. And then we get to dessert, and dessert is even more amazing, because it looks like vanilla ice cream, but it's not really. It's what the French call glacé, and you got this like mound. It's like, and then there is like a sail sitting in the middle of it. It's like, oh my God. And you don't even want to like break into it because it's too beautiful to like interfere with it. And then after that is like brandy. I mean, yeah, like real brandy. The kind where you like sip it and, oh my God. And then finally you go home. Now, the thing is, I was there to like help them learn how to fight. And they never got that. I mean, we were Americans. We were there to tell them out like how to fight for their country, their nation, their economy, and it's like, and they were losing it. They were going to lose it. They absolutely were going to lose it, and that's what they did. They lost it. But there was this like one magnificent night when we got to see Paris the way Paris is supposed to be seen. And I will never forget it.
You can't get it. Okay.